Anyway, chat, basketball. Sweet, beautiful basketball. The Orlando Magic have won the first overall pick. Let's get to this draft. You waited long enough. Patiently, I might add. You waited long enough. Let's see what we got going on. The first overall pick here in 1993. The Orlando Magic select Chris Webber. Chris Webber on his way to Orlando. Does anybody else remember growing up when Chris Webber, I made fun of the timeout, but does anyone else remember when he was on Nickelodeon? I always thought that was really weird. But it's just like, hey, here's Chris Webber. And he's randomly on Nickelodeon in like 2010. There was something else he was on, too. I don't remember. He was on an episode of, like, Nick News or something like that back in the day. Shout out to Chris Webber, though. Are they about to trade him like idiots again? Maybe. Second overall, the LA Clippers have traded the pick. Wow. Who's moving up? Boston. What a terrible trade for the Clippers. They are trading their second overall pick here and their first rounder in 1997 for Kevin McHale and D. Brown. Kevin's great, but man's getting old. Wow. So the Boston Celtics with the second overall pick take Penny Hardaway. Just don't trade him like you did Chauncey Billups. So that leaves Chat's Mavericks at 3. A reminder of what your team currently looks like. You do not have a point guard. You really don't have a shooting guard because you got Fat Lever and George McLeod there. You really don't have a forward because you have Rodney McRae. You do have Christian Laettner at power forward and Manute Bol at center. In terms of who's available here, Vin Baker. Actually, here, we'll just go by position. At point guard, Chris Whitney, Nick Van Exel, Lindsey Hunter, and Sam Cassell. Shooting guard, Isaiah Ryder, Allen Houston, Terry Dahier, and James Robinson. At forward, Jamal Mashburn, Calbert Chaney, Bruce Bowen, George Lynch, Byron Russell, and save Scott Burrell from getting bullied by Michael Jordan. Power forwards, Vin Baker, Rodney Rogers, Bo Outlaw, Aaron Williams, AC Earl, Corey Blount, and Antonio Harvey. And at center, Sean Bradley, Georgie Marissa, Marizia, I believe it was, and Irvin Johnson. I am seeing shout-outs for Jamal Mashburn or Isaiah Ryder. Anybody else want to throw names out, or do we want to confirm Jamal Mashburn? Mashburn going once. Mashburn going twice. Sold. Jamal Mashburn on his way to Chat's Mavericks with the third overall pick. Milwaukee at 4 selects Calbert Chaney. Minnesota at 5, Isaiah Ryder to join Shaquille O'Neal. Atlanta at 6, take Nick Van Exel. And I'm intrigued in Miami's pick at number 7. They end up taking Vin Baker. Argue whether or not that trade worked out for me or not. Boston's up again at 8. They take Sean Bradley. Jesus. Penny Hardaway and Sean Bradley, huh? That's a nice rebuild on the fly. Denver at 9, Rodney Rogers. Washington at 10. Offer me a trade. But there's no way I'm going to do it because I'm not giving up a 95 first rounder. So they end up taking Allen Houston. 76ers at 11 take Bruce Bowen. And the Kings at 12, Bo Outlaw. Brings me up here at number 13. And I'm going to get offers for this pick, which I am not totally against. I mean, Sam Cassell's still there. Brian Russell. Like, Sean Bradley's gone. If there's a decent trade here, I'm going to take it. Ed Pinckney's not it. Bernard King, Scott Hastings. Oh, man. Hello, but it's Chicago, but 2 future first-round picks from the Bulls. I might have to take that. Steve Kerr, LaSalle Thompson, Holden Polynice, Stacey Augmon, but he hasn't improved at all since I last had a chance to trade for him. The Hornets offering 2 future firsts. I like that. The Knicks offering 2 future firsts. The Spurs offering their next 2 firsts. Both are lottery protected. Top 3 protected, I should say. Sonics offering 2 first rounders, 96 and 97, both unprotected. Blazers offering 94 95. I mean, that could turn into 95 96. So the Bulls, it's tough because I'd have to bank on Jordan leaving. 96-97 isn't bad. I mean, again, thinking what to the 97 drafts? Tim Duncan, Chauncey Billups, Tracy McGrady. That's not bad. 94-97, both unprotected. Obviously, this year, you're talking about that potentially being 95-96. But it's the Spurs. Sonics, 96-97, both unprotected. And the Blazers are in the mix, too. I'm definitely trading this pick. Definitely trading this pick. Hornets did make the playoffs this year. I don't know what happened with the Knicks. Don't you regret not knowing what happened to the Knicks? I mean, next year you're talking like Jason Kidd, Eddie Jones, Grant Hill. I mean, there's some good players. I don't think the Spurs are going to fall off anytime soon. Will the Sonics fall off? I mean, if Kemp leaves, then yes. 13th overall pick and a second rounder this year to the Sonics for their unprotected firsts in 96 and 97. I think they'll make a dumb decision between now and then. They end up taking Brian Russell. It's fine by me. Chat's coming up. No, they're not. You're not the Cavs anymore. You are on the clock, though, number 28. So a second round pick. You get some trade offers here. Couple of future seconds that you might be able to use in trades. If I'm you, I recommend taking that Cleveland deal unless something better pops up. We've learned that with second round picks. Just kick the can down the road. 2 seconds from the Knicks. 2 seconds in the future from the Pistons, from the Sonics. What do you guys think? I mean, there might be someone left. Is Sam Cassell still available? I doubt it. You could technically look to see who's left, but once you do, you're going to have to make a pick, and oftentimes, by the time we get to the second round, it's not good. Matt Fish. Good thought, but no. 2 seconds, spin a wheel. Here we go. There we go. Who's it going to land on? There you go, Cleveland. If somehow, David Rollins is generated. John Vaughn's generated. Yeah, it's all generated dudes left at this point. You didn't miss out on anything. 93 draft in the books. Weber, Penny, the first 2. Chat gets 77 overall. Jamal Mashburn. Ben Baker wouldn't have been too bad off of overall. Sonics took a 71 overall with the trade that I made, so I really don't hate it. Cassell went 18th to the Knicks. Oh, thank God Scott Burrell did not end up in Chicago. Thank God. Yeah, the last pick of the first round was actually a fucking 50 overall, so there wasn't a ton there. In terms of the rookie signings, you guys, of course, get Mashburn showing up with only a C+ potential at the moment, but he's 20. And I did not make a single draft pick this year, which I don't hate. You guys have an option on Matt Geiger. You could technically bring him in for the depth, but I mean, he's not going to be anything, you know? He's not going to have any trade value. I don't know if you're going to find depth any cheaper than that, but maybe you will. Like, it's really not a big deal either way. Any thoughts? Otherwise, probably just go with the cut because he's like, who cares? Like, in terms of depth too, like the AI will probably sign somebody better, but keep's going to be the word. Okay. All right, qualifying offers. Nobody to keep there. I mean, Demetrius Callip, C-. He's not going to get any better. Too expensive, too. Your coach will find a filler. Nothing for me to worry about. So, chat right now is $1 million. Oh, my God. David Robinson hit the free market. Good if he leaves the Spurs. Reggie Miller. Might need to, like, import a face for him. That's pretty funny, though. Barkley, Kemp might leave the Seattle Supersonics. Yeah, chat right now, because of the cap holds, do not have the money. Because of frickin' Donaldson and Williams, so you gotta at least wait a day. And for me, I got cap holds as well that are gonna cost me from signing anybody. I'm letting go of those fuckers. You guys are obviously gonna let go of these guys. You want Reggie, good luck. Especially because you got to wait until the end of this moratorium period to be able to sign anybody. You could keep Callip for that, but who cares? $3 million for the Mavericks to work with, meaning you cannot afford Reggie Miller. I mean, like, you could technically go after, like, Reggie Williams. At this point, though, it's still probably best for you guys to just save money. Like, unless you were going to try to sign and trade, like, Vernon Maxwell or Orlando Blackman. But again, you can't even sign and trade anybody. You can't trade them until, like, December. Leaves you a month to hope that someone sends you an offer. So, I can check for people with potential. But there might not be much. Terry Mills has an A-. He's a 25-year-old. Johnny Dawkins at 25. Reggie Miller, obviously at 25, but he wants too much money. Yeah, so I mean, at best, you could sign like Johnny Dawkins and hope he delivers a bit. You can offer 3 to Miller. Dude, he's got 12 offers. Then again, no one else is offering him any money. You could. If you want to throw couple mil at Reggie Miller to hope he somehow takes it, then feel free. It might actually work. Dotch, what's up? We just finished our second season. Both teams have been tanking. If you guys want, I could throw money Reggie Miller's way, but he might fuck up your tank. You know how good he is. You know how good he is. So we'll put that to a vote. Might not look like him. Do you throw an offer at Reggie Miller? Votes up now. And for me, I got $2 million in cap space. Can't imagine I'm going to go for anybody myself here. Chat wants Reggie back, apparently. Yeah, I'd have to offer Charles a significant amount of money. Same for like Larry Nance. There's pretty much nobody that I want here. I still want my team to be bad. Still want my team to be bad if they can be. So, Razor, that was for Barkley. All right, well, for Chat's Mavericks, I'll throw a random deal on Reggie Miller. Chris keeps shouting out 2 mil. Any disagreement? Any disagreement to just hope like hell that he accepts? What do you think? What do you want to do? Seeing 1 year mentioned. I'm seeing front-loaded mentioned. 2.5. I'm seeing 3 mentioned. So 2.75, 1 year, and front-loaded, which LOL. What are we thinking? Pretty much combining all the shouts that I see to try and come to a consensus. 1 year is pointless. All right, 2 years. Front-loaded. What do we think now? 2 to 4 years. 3 years. Front-loaded. Lot of different ideas on this random throw a dart at the wall, huh?
Fucking grass.
Imagine it's our guild. Let me know if I'm wrong. Welcome in, though. Thank you for the fall. Welcome to this madness, this shit show. Does option affect anything? It can slightly... Actually, no, it doesn't. Send it. All right. We're sending it. There you go. Declined. There you go, chat. There you go. There you go. He immediately declined. Hate to tell you. Hate to tell you, but maybe chat will learn their lesson. And we'll get through free agency here. Try again. That was your only chance. You miss, you miss. We'll see who ended up where. Reggie goes to Golden State. We now get to deal with Reggie Miller. Charles Barkley heading to the Phoenix Suns. That's perfect, at least. The Bulls ended up signing that random forward. Okay. Barkley to Phoenix. Amazing. Yeah, the big names. Dennis Watley, Jeff... Sean Kemp does go back to the Sonics. That's bad news for me. That is bad news for me. Just a lot of re-signings. In terms of player progression for Chat's Mavericks, Christian Laettner up to an 81 overall. McLeod got a bit better. Manute Bol got a little bit better. We got some veterans declining. For my Rockets, Jim Jackson improving. Rex Chapman. Big year for PJ Brown. Another year for Herrera. Or a point for Herrera. Both of our teams are pretty bad. They are pretty damn bad, but it does mean we're heading into Season 3. 1994 drafts. Let's see what we can find here. What do we got for a 1994? Cobra. Get those Cobra rosters in there. Shits and gigs. Chicago #1 currently. You guys listed at 26th. I'm at 22. Checks out. Magic pretty far down the order. Again, Jason Kidd, Grant Hill, Glenn Robinson, Eddie Jones, Juwan Howard, Jalen Rose, Daniel Marshall. Falls off a bit, though, outside the top 10. Unless you really like Dickie Simpkins. Unless you really like Dickie Simpkins. Pacers picks just got a lot more valuable. Yeah. For the Mavericks, not much going on at point guard. You got Jan Sundvold up there, though. Shooting guard, you still got Fat Lever and George McLeod. Forward, Jamal Mashburn's the man there now. Still got Rodney McRae. Power forward, Christian Laettner and Doug Smith. And Manute Bol with Matt Giger at center. For the record as well, look at the draft pick scenario for Chat's Mavericks. Got your own 94 first, and then the Warriors, which is top 10 protected. Odds are you end up with their playoff pick. So, 95, though. 3 firsts, including the Pacers and the Suns. 96, a first, as well as the Suns first. And 97, you already have the 76ers first. So, not bad. In terms of the block, I'm going to just kind of set it up the way I think would be recommended by you guys based off of history. And let me know if I'm wrong. Any disagreements, like no untouchables, but ideally getting rid of these guys. I mean, Doug Smith, you're just not able to make the most of because he's behind Laettner. But let me know if there's any disagreements about that. And for the record, lineup this year, oh boy. Cloud, Mashburn, Laettner, Bol, Lever, and Smith, McRae all coming off the bench. What a team. Everyone on the block but Laettner and Mashburn. So, would you put them on the untouchable list? So I'll toss the Golden State pick up there. Maybe not the worst idea. Again, let me know if there'd be any other changes. For my Rockets, we got Jim Les. Old Jimless. Jim Jackson, Rex Chapman dealing with a knee injury. LeBradford's still there. Glenn Rice and Rick Fox. Jason Williams, Carl Herrera, and then centers PJ Brown and Herb Williams, baby. Herb Williams. All right, what I'm seeing from chat is to throw Laettner and Mashburn on the untouchables list, which is fair. They are your 2 most valuable assets. For my Rockettes, got to put Glenn Rice on the board. He's so pissed. Shooting guard, I kind of need to make a choice here. If I can get rid of Rex, I should. If I can get rid of LeBradford, I should. If I can get rid of Jim, I should. I don't know if I'll be able to get rid of Herrera. But I could try. Untouchables for me. Currently lined up to have potentially 3 first-rounders. Again, I still don't have my own. I don't know what trade that took part in. But the Pistons and potentially the Lakers and the Cavs. 2 firsts in 95 and 4 firsts guaranteed in 96. And 2 guaranteed in 97. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. In terms of the coach game plan for my team this year, see, it's got Jim. We got Jim, Glenn, Jason, and PJ. Hell yeah. Rick Fox coming off the bench. He's not going to be very happy about that. He's not going to be very happy about that at all. But I think we're good to get it going again. These early seasons always fly by when both of our teams look to blow it up immediately. So, here's the thing. I know it involves Fat Lever. It involves this Golden State pick. You have to remember that Golden State just brought in Reggie Miller alongside Tim Hardaway, Billy Owens, Chris Mullin. That is likely to be a low first. You'd get Byron Scott, 80 overall, at 32 years old, though. Shit. Never mind. I didn't realize Byron Scott was that old. Is he supposed to be that old? Yeah, he was. You know what it was? I was thinking it was the other Byron that was just drafted. That's what it was. Let's see. I thought that was Byron Russell, not Byron Scott. That's a no. That's a no. Fat lever remains. If it was for Russell, it would have been worth it. McLeod. How old's Winston Garland? 28. I mean, this technically makes your team better. Pretty much no reason to do that either. It's not like Garland's a higher star level than McLeod. Couple weird trades so far. Manute Bol for Spud Webb. I can't imagine you want to trade Manute Bol. Let me know if I'm wrong. I am not. That trade is declined. Gerard Mustaf, 24 A- and a 75. 24 A- and a 74, and I get a second. Why is PJ higher value? Tallest player for the shortest, right? Why is PJ slightly more valuable than Mr. Mustaf? That concerns me. PJ is a phenomenal defensive center. I'm going to say no to this. Not for me. Not for me. PJ for Nate McMillan. That's also going to be a no. It's also going to be a no. I mean, I'm not against trading Glenn Rice. I'm really not. But this particular trade for Horace Grant just will not do it for me. So sorry to Chicago. Not going to happen. Freaking who knew it would be so hard to trade Glenn Rice? Well, chat, there's a trade you've been looking for. Son of a bitch. George McLeod and Jalen Alexander, who's a tack-on, basically. It says he has better potential, but he's not going to develop. There's Sam Cassell, who was just drafted. Actually, 24B and a 71. 25B and a 71. Okay. So Cassell is a better version of Alexander. McLeod's someone you've been looking to get rid of anyway. Bringing in a Swatley as a shooting guard for the year. I mean, you get Sam Cassell in the deal. Any disagreement? Any disagreement? I mean, you've been trying to get rid of McLeod for over a year now, and it hasn't happened. Anybody disagreeing? Looks like it's going through. George McLeod and Jalen Alexander for Sam Cassell and Ennis Watley. I think Sam Cassell is a pretty good pickup. Yeah, he immediately becomes your starting point guard, too. He should develop relatively quickly. That lineup is starting to take shape. But there's no denying that the two of us are going to be looking at the same damn thing, and that's to get a major player. And this might be the way that I get mine. Rex Chapman and Herb Williams for Mark Eaton and Utah's unprotected first in 98. I mean, Rex is 26. He's not going to get too much better than what he is. Granted, it means I got to take on Mark Eaton's salary, but it's less than what I'm paying Chapman over the same amount of time, and I get a first rounder out of it. I am taking that deal. Rex Chapman, have fun with the Mormons. Welcome in Mark Eaton. And another first-round pick for the Rockets. And another first-round pick for the Rockets, as I'm going to be able to flip Mark Eaton to Cleveland for their unprotected first in 97. Thank you, basketball Jesus. Oh, this is some of the luck you guys had in Season 1 that forced me into panic trading Olajuwon. And the luck has swung around. Whew. Thank God. Thank you, Cleveland. Hello, Cleveland. Hello, Cleveland. Trade for Jim Les for 2. Nobody. I do not want to pay Mark Roberson that amount of money. That is a no. All right, so we continue to cruise here. I am going to need to sign a scrub to my roster for the rest of the year. There we go. The trade offer for the Rock. Yeah, it's just, no. Scrub for scrubs. No, thank you. So chat gets an offer. Manute Bol and Golden State's top 10 protected pick this year to Golden State for Kevin Edwards, but they're unprotected first in 98. Again, Bol's only 22, 74 overall, C+. Edwards is a 79 overall point guard at 28 years old. Not worth it, they have Miller. Well, that's the thing, right? Is it's like, okay, 94, you probably end up with that pick in the teens, but does the rest of the team fall apart by 98? That's kind of what you're banking on. Do you believe in Manute Bol? And do you think that the Warriors might be worse by 98 than they are now? Especially because you probably won't have time. You probably won't have time to flip Kevin Edwards. All right, chat is turning that down. Fair enough. You guys also get this trade offer. Let's take a look. McRae in a second. Greg Grant's 27. Honestly, not a bad deal. Give up a second-round pick. You know, unless you wanted to utilize the cap space that McRae is giving up. So we'll probably throw this one to a vote. Here's the positive if you do it. You get Greg Grant and the opportunity to flip him. The negative is that you won't get that cap space McRae is going to free up, and Grant would start over Sam Cassell. So there's some positives in terms of like a long-term trade option. But there's also some negatives. And shout out to Varg on the 59. Varg, gotta be honest, from an era's perspective, not much has changed. Gameplay-wise, it's changed quite a bit. I have still not played a single game of this so far. So, alright, yeah, it's gonna be a pretty overwhelming no. Fair enough. I think I'd probably turn it down too. Is that it? Yes, it is. All right, we are beyond the deadline. Chat's Mavericks at 17-26. My Rockets at 13-30. Fair enough. In terms of contract extensions for Chat's Mavericks, McRae is going to go. Eager's probably going to go. Watley, there's really nobody that you're like, oh my God, we got to hold on to that. You're just freeing up cap space this year. Watches for the menus, not the gameplay. I mean, unless you're really tied to reliving 2016, then not really. You know? Unless you're like, oh my God, the Steph Curry era. Unless you're a really big Warriors fan. Want to relive the golden years of 8 years ago. There's nobody there for either of us to sign. Meg, I saw you mention it earlier. Never had it. Tank Fest is going strong for both teams. For both teams, Tankathon 94. Oh my God, here we go. One more day, I've been born. Happy birthday to me. Hell yeah, brother. I'm alive. I'm finally alive in this timeline. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. I'm alive. And immediately have to watch this team be shit. Both teams, to be honest. All right. Well, it is another very rough season for the Mavericks, but of course that was by design. You unalive if the game crashes now. No. Wow. Larry Johnson is your MVP in 1994. Call that an upset. 22 points a game, 11 rebounds. Larry Johnson. As Jack pointed out, old grandmama. God, shout out to Family Matters. Larry Johnson is your MVP in 94. Wow. Your Rookie of the Year for the Orlando Magic, Chris Webber. Your Sixth Man of the Year for Golden State, Billy Owens. Defensive Player of the Year, yet again, is David Robinson. Absolute beast. Most Improved, PJ Brown of the Rockets. Let's go, PJ. He averaged a double-double. I might have something with old PJ Brown. Coach of the Year, Charlotte's Lou Burton. Executive of the Year, Charlotte's Eli Perkinson, who looks half past dead. First Team All-NBA, Michael Jordan, Clyde Drexler, Larry Johnson, Sean Kemp, and Shaquille O'Neal. Your Defensive Team, David Robinson, Dennis Rodman, Sean Kemp, Idiot, and Michael Jordan. Seriously, feel free to look up some of the dumb shit this guy said over time. Great basketball player. He's got money. Money can't buy no brains. Your all-rookie team, Chris Webber, Penny Hardaway, Calbert Chaney, Vin Baker, and Jamal Mashburn of Chat's Mavericks. Not bad. So you get a look there at the playoff bracket. Of course, Utah, San Antonio at the bottom. Miami and Atlanta on the other side. So Miami turning the corner a little bit. Not great to see the Pistons in there, but what are you going to do? Let's take a look at how our players perform this year. And, of course, the bottom of the standings as well. Wow. Mavericks finished 24 of 27. The Rockets 21st out of 27. Neither of us are favorites to win the lottery, but maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that is a good thing. In terms of the player stats for Chat's team, led in scoring by Christian Laettner. Yeah, Jamal Mashburn do pretty well. Doug Smith, fat lever, still kicking. And your top man on the rebounds was Laettner. Only 6 rebounds a game from Manute. That's surprisingly low. Sam Cassell led the team in assists. For the Rockets, it was all about very pissed off Glenn Rice. Jim Jackson, PJ, and then, yeah, the depth scoring was horrific. Shout out to PJ, though, man. Averaging a double-double. Jim Les with 5 assists a game. Not bad. Let's see what happens in the playoffs this year. It's been back-to-back titles for the Bulls. They are now the 3 seed. They'll play Miami. New York plays Charlotte, Portland, and Phoenix, Utah, and Golden State. Of course, to the first 2 years, we have seen Chicago beat Utah in the finals both years. However, the reign of terror for Jordan and the Bulls is over. Miami wins in 7. They'll play Charlotte. Portland plays Utah. Your NBA final in 94. Charlotte and Portland. I gotta be honest, Portland would be cool for Clyde Drexler, but god damn it, that Charlotte Hornets logo is the best logo in sports history. What do these two teams look like? Blazers with Drexler, Porter, Kevin Duckworth. Not bad. What do the Hornets look like? Larry Johnson, Kendall Gill, Del Curry, Muggsy. That's a win-win either way. In 7 games, the Charlotte Hornets win the NBA title. Have yourself a Hall of Fame season, Larry Johnson. God, seriously, isn't that logo like... It's a 10 out of 10. I can't imagine looking at that logo and be like, no, it sucks. You sucks. That logo's amazing. And of course, who else would it have been? Finals MVP, Larry Johnson. Crazy. Averaged a double-double in the finals. What a season for Larry Johnson. Charlotte Hornets are champions, but now we get to change our focus to the off-season. As retirements, we say goodbye to Moses Malone, Kiki, James Donaldson, Danny Ainge, Mark Aguirre. Now they'll never move to New Orleans. I mean, hopefully. New Orleans deserve their own team. Hall of Fame inductees Moses Malone. Jersey retirements. Moses Malone has his number raised to the rafters for both Philadelphia and Houston. But the number 24, I like the number 24. I want a player to have the number 24. Anyway, it's fine. Historic changes. NBA.com has replaced the newspaper. The internet will never catch on. Physical media. Bring back print. It'll never die. The worst teams will now have improved odds at obtaining a top 3 pick. Just in time for us to both get fucked in the lottery. Teams with the same record will share the same odds of obtaining a top 3 pick. Players will be awarded 3 free throws when fouled on the 3-point attempts. A logo and uniform change for the Cavaliers. A full refresh for Sacramento. And then The Rock is going to leave Sacramento. I hear that in my head anytime I say Sacramento. To this day, 21 years later. God, so quite a few changes heading into this next year. That brings us to the lottery. Mavericks at number 4. The Rockets not in the mix because my pick belongs to New York. I don't know when that happened. I don't know if that's something I did or if that was pre-existing. I genuinely don't remember. But it is what it is. What's done is done. Here we go. New tech thing's kind of cool. It's not bad, yeah. God, that Sacramento logo, by the way. The Denver Nuggets will be selecting a 10th downgrade on their scheme from the Rainbow. They traded it for Kenny Smith. Happened at 9. That's right. You mentioned that before. Okay. So it was out of my hands then. Boston holds at number 9 with that weird-ass logo. The Washington Bullets will be picking 8th. All right, well, let's hope pre-existing trade didn't fuck me. Pick number 7 belongs to the Knicks. That's 2 years in a row that my pick ended up being 7th overall. I did pretty well in terms of some luck. I'll take that. The Nets at number 6 have moved up. The Minnesota Timberwolves will pick 6th. That's at least one team to move up into the top 3. Will Chat move up? Yes, Chat has moved up into the top 3. The Pacers will select 5th. Top 3 pick for Chat this year. The Orlando Magic land at number 4. So Chat guaranteed a shot in this draft at either Jason Kidd, Eddie Jones, or Grant Hill. Pick number 3 belongs to the Mavericks. So you're praying that Grant Hill or Jason Kidd don't go in the top 2. It'll be New Jersey or Philadelphia. The second overall pick belongs to New Jersey. So the Philadelphia 76ers have the number 1 overall pick this year. Would have been nice to see Jason Kidd go to the Nets, but there you go. 1994, the year of the Sixes. Pick next year goes to Seattle. So this year, Chat has the number 3 and 17 selections. My Rockets select at 14, 20, and 22. Fuck. Not ideal. Can you trade up? Nope. Not unless the team offers you that particular deal. So we go to the 94 draft. Philadelphia selects Jason Kidd. The New Jersey Nets at 2 take Grant Hill. Chat at 3 has the ability to trade the pick. Might be worth it as well. That trade isn't. A first and a second for Purvis Ellison. That's not bad. He might be too good too early, though. Brad Doherty and Steve Kerr. Again, probably too much. First in the future for Reggie Lewis, but again, that might be too much too soon. D. Brown, Olden Pawneys, Kevin Willis, Del Curry, Sakali and Ferry. 2 future. Ooh, that's worth it, chat. Trade down to pick 7, but pick up New York's first rounder next year. That's worth it. That's worth it. I mean, your best players left are Eddie Jones, Juwan Howard, Donyell Marshall, Jalen Rose. Like, you'd like to think someone half decent will still be available. Kenny Smith, but that includes an extra first from you. Grant Hill, but that includes giving up your 1995 first. That is true. That would be originally my pick as well. Chris Jackson, but that involves giving up another first. Reacquire Tyrone Hill and get the Pacers first in 97. Give up a second as well. Get Dana Barros and Seattle's first in 95. Drop back 3 spots. Get Tyrone Corbin. So there you go. I mean, the Tyrone Hill deal from the Pacers wasn't bad. Grant Hill, again, that involves an extra first, which is rough. That Knicks trade, move back 4 spots to get an extra first next year. That's what chat wants to go with. I think that's a pretty smart move. I would take the same deal. So move back 4 spots to get the Knicks unprotected 1995 first round selection. So the Knicks with pick number 3 take Glenn Robinson. The Magic at 4, Eric Montross. That's good news for you. Pacers at 5, Aaron McKee. That's also good news for you. Minnesota at 6, Donyell Marshall. That means Eddie Jones is still there. I don't know if they rated him well, but in real life, oh my God, you got more trade offers. 8 trade offers. Derek Harper in a second. Sleepy Floyd, Dan Ellis. No. D. Brown. No. I mean, D. Brown is 25. Kevin Willis, but an extra first. Sakali and Ferry, but an extra first. Iron Scott and Sam Perkins. That's not worth it either. Pick number 17 in this draft probably isn't that good. You'd get Dana Barros and look to flip him, but you'd also get Seattle's first in 95. That's not a terrible idea, just because pick number 17 is likely to be pretty weak. Trust me, I have multiple picks coming up later on, and it is true that Seattle's decent. Tony Campbell, Tyrone Corbin. Admittedly, there aren't the best trades here for this pick. The Seattle one's probably the best bet, but you could also still go for Eddie Jones, Brian Grant. There are still a couple of decent players left. All right, looks like pick is going to win out here. So with the 7th overall pick... Oh, shit, Juwan Howard's still there, too. Jalen Rose. So you got options here. You got options. Eddie Jones over there. A reminder of what your team looks like. You got Sam Cassell at point guard, but nothing else. Fat Lever and Ennis Watley at shooting guard. Watley's going to be leaving. And Fat's 33. You got Jamal Mashburn at forward. Christian Laettner at power forward. He's going to be needing a new contract, though. And then Manute Bol at center. In terms of available players, point guards, Charlie Ward. Florida State's Charlie Ward, right? Howard Isley, Derek Martin, and Anthony Goldwire. Shooting guards, Eddie Jones. You got Lamont Murray, Wesley Person, Greg Minor. At forward, Jalen Rose and Monty Williams. Power forward, Juwan Howard, Brian Grant, Dickie Simpkins, Michael Smith, Lawrence Funderburk. And at center, Carlos Rogers. I'm seeing an Eddie Jones shout. Any disagreements about Eddie Jones? Yeah, I mean, we can fix Manute Bol's age if you prefer me to. I was just going to allow it. But yeah, I mean, again, there's always some fucking random errors in there. You make Jalen primary. Nope. No changing positions. Not this time. Going once on Eddie Jones. Going twice. Again, the problem with Manute Bol as well is his birth date is unclear. There was no formal record of his birthday. That's the problem. So, Eddie Jones is the pick for chat at 7th overall. Bullets at number 8 take Juwan Howard. Celtics at number 9, Brian Grant. I'm not going to have anybody left. I need to hope I get trade offers. Yeah, I mean, Manute Bol, he was born in what? Sudan? South Sudan? Yeah. It was he legit, like, just didn't know his birthday. Denver at 10. Take Jalen Rose. I'm going to have nobody left. Sacramento at 11. Take Carlos Rogers. Back-to-back picks for Milwaukee. They take Michael Smith. And at 13, Lawrence Funderburk. Bringing me to my first pick at 14th overall. I do not get a trade offer. Apparently my scouts did a hell of a job this year. Charlie Ward's only a 69, huh? I mean, Lamont Murray is apparently showing up as a 76. Yeah, Lamont Murray's my guy here. He's got to be. Welcome in, Lamont. The Knicks at 15. Trade the pick. Along with a first and 97 to Minnesota for Sam Mitchell and Tyrone Corbin. Big win for the Knicks, probably. Minnesota takes Monty Williams. Clippers at 16 take Wesley Person. Bringing up Chat at 17, who do not get an offer. You needed a point guard. I mean, you got Simpkins, Ward, Isley, or Martin. What do you guys think? Razors shouting out Charlie Ward. What do you guys think? Not too many players left, that's for sure. Going once on Charlie Ward. Some shouts for Isley. All right, we'll throw it to a vote here. Will it be, you know what, we'll even put Simpkins on the list. Simpkins, Ward, Isley, or Martin. Additional votes allowed at 250 channel points per. Go fucking nuts. Who cares? You got them channel points. Feel free to use them. I show the floor ceiling. Ward starter bench. Isley starter bench. Martin's starter bench, and then for Simpkins, he's not scouted enough to know. So, not a big deal, essentially. As there is a war for Isley and Ward. We'll see who wins it. I mean, in theory, right? Like, if Manute Bol, he was drafted in, like, what, 85? So he definitely wouldn't be 22. We might have to adjust Manute Bol's age, by the way. A little bit, because he's not that young. That's for sure. Dude, people are going nuts with the points. Let's go. Close one, but Charlie Ward gets the win. A man with no name shows up yet again. Charlie Ward is the pick. All right, the Spurs trade the pick. Fuck. for Paul Graham. Okay, that really shows what the market is right now. They take Howard Isley. Suns at 19 take Derek Martin. I have 2 of the next 3. Please, somebody trade with me. Nope. Dickie Simpkins, welcome. Said it was 18, 19, and 79. Dickie Simpkins, welcome in. Miami trades the pick for Roy Hinson. So the Nets take Greg Minor, leaving me with my dick in my hand and having to take Anthony Goldwire. Oh, boy. Well, that certainly could have gone better in terms of trading. Mavericks on the clock. Literally doesn't matter. I'm going to take the tallest boy for you guys, Clayton Reynolds. Because we know these players are hot garbage, so. The 94 draft is in the book. I was going to say Steve Nash. Jason Kidd. I don't know why I was thinking Steve Nash for a future draft. Jason Kidd, Grant Hill, both 82. Glenn Robinson in an 81. Chat does pretty well, getting Eddie Jones at 86. Pretty damn well. Maybe I was just thinking of Kane. Fucking Steve. For me, I can't imagine it went too well. Lon Murray wasn't too bad. You got Charlie Ward at a 70. Simpkins at a 70. Goldwire at a 66. Ugh. Not the best draft for yours truly. For you guys, no reason, of course, to sign Clayton Reynolds, but you do have Charlie Ward and Eddie Jones now. For me, Murray, Simpkins, and Anthony Goldwire. Fair enough. That draft's in the books. However, upon further inspection of documentation that doesn't exist, but goddamn documentation, I'm sorry, but it must be done. It must be done. God damn it. We are dropping this birth year back by a fucking decade. He's going to 61. He is going to 61. Wiki says 62. Fine, 62 it is. Regardless. Old.